This video will outline the procedure for resuscitating MEF cells. To begin, you first need to ensure that you have the proper attire. This will include a lab coat, gloves, and a face mask. Next, you'll prep your culture hood. First, disinfect the surface by spraying with 70% ethanol and wiping with Kim wipes. You'll also want to disinfect all of your equipment before putting it into the hood. You'll need a test tube holder, pipette gun, and pipettes, as well as a conical tube and a tissue culture flask. We will also be using DMEM media, prepared beforehand by our lab instructor. When retrieving your culture flask, make sure to properly seal the bag before putting it away to avoid future contamination. You will also need to label your conical tube appropriately. Next, you will retrieve your MEFs from the cryogenic tank. Carefully remove the lid and locate the rack that the cells are stored in. Pull out and allow the liquid nitrogen to drain before lifting it completely. Stably rest it on the side of the tank and remove the securing rod to expose the boxes containing the cells. Carefully remove the box and place it on the table. Open the box and remove your cryotubes. We will be resuscitating 2 vials of MEFs, but we will only show the procedure for one. Close the box, put it back in the rack, and replace the securing rod. Then replace the rack back into its appropriate location and replace the lid back onto the tank.
Nice. Nice.
Next, you'll want to quickly thaw your cells. You will do this by placing them in a 37-degree water bath.
Can I use this?
Yeah.
A few minutes later.
Once the cells are thawed, remove them and take them to your prepared culture hood. Before entering the hood, make sure you spray yourself with ethanol to avoid contamination.
In the culture hood, you will relocate your MEF cells from the cryogenic tube into the appropriate conical tube using sterile technique. Next, you will add 3 milliliters of DMEM to the conical tube to have a total of 4 milliliters. Make sure your work area is clean and organized to avoid confusion and contamination. Next, we will spin our MEF cells using a clinical centrifuge. Make sure the centrifuge is equally balanced. We will spin our cells at 700 revolutions per minute for 5 minutes.
Five minutes later.
This will form a pellet of MEF cells in the bottom of your conical tube as shown. Spray yourself with 70% ethanol before entering the culture hood. Decant the media from the conical tube. Next, you will add 4 milliliters of DMEM to the conical tube and mix well until the pellet disappears. Draw all of your media containing your MEF cells and transfer them into a flask. Make sure the media is spread on the base of the flask. Label your flask with the cell type, passage number, date, and your initials.
And you just put incubator, that's it.
You will then take your flasks to the incubator. We place the flasks inside the incubator to ensure that the cells have an ideal growth environment with proper pH and temperature. We then begin to clean up the culture hood. Store any extra media in the fridge and rinse out any glassware that was used. Remove the rest of your supplies from the culture hood . Spray it down with 70% ethanol. Turn off the blower and lights and close the hood. And that is how you resuscitate MEF cells.
What are you recording?
I'm watching it drip.
Are you gonna put this in the video?
Yeah.
Well, you better record sideways because we don't want it to be
Oh
ugly.
no!
Clean it so that you get a good shot.
No. You can't see it now. I hate my life. I hate my life. Piece 7? Oh no. No? No. P6. Today's the 13th? Oh no.
Have you watched a video at 4K? It's like day and night difference. Like the quality is like you could touch the people in the video.
Pizza, pizza.
I'm just a good camera person. Sure. You're gonna hate all of it, watch. Did you rip it? No! biohazard.
Sure?
Yeah, there were cells in there.
There was.
What if I run out of storage on my phone? You're not gonna log it? It's too late now. What side to a good side?
Both.
Set a timer for 2 minutes. Oh, no.
Here's what I found.
No.